Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News. As we get you set for the latest news, insight, and analysis as game time approaches, the BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view the full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Now, let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News.
Well, that's right. Greetings, Boise State fans. Welcome courtside here at ExtraMile Arena, Boise State, opening the 2022-2023 season with a game against the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. We got John Mallory. Look at the hat. He's sporting the Bronco Nation News hat tonight, man. We appreciate that. Your extra $20 royalty check is on the way. But it's basketball season in Boise, man. What do you make of the game tonight, man? It's already a pretty good atmosphere in here. There's already people sitting up in the third deck. It's gonna be a fun one tonight.
Parking lot packed, right? On both sides, lines to get in. I mean, this is a big deal. A lot of people want to be at this game, and I think for various reasons. Jeremiah Dickey has done such a wonderful job of promotion with this basketball program, BJ. The accessibility that the media has with it, the rings they're giving away tonight. BJ, we're an hour from tip, 40 minutes from tip, and the student section is halfway full on the lower bowl. You know, we've covered plenty games here, big games. The student section wasn't that full during the game, so you can see that it's a big deal. And I think, you know, I have a reputation for making things maybe a bigger deal than it really is, right? You know, pumping up the balloon a little more than typically, BJ, with sports. But I think South Dakota State's a great opening night opponent in a sense of this is a good game with two teams that their goal at the end of the year is to play in March Madness. South Dakota State, in the last 11 NCAA tournaments, they participated in 6 of them. So, I mean, they're the biggest deal in their league, and they're not used to losing a lot of games. And Boise State, you know, what they did last season, obviously making a run to the tournament, winning this league, you know, trying to, you know, establish, hey, this is how basketball is going to be played here, upper echelon, Mountain West caliber every year. I like this game. I think the matchup, it's styles make fights, BJ, and I think we have a good one tonight.
Boise State is back in the locker room, but South Dakota State is on the floor warming up. We'll show you their warm-ups right now. Cody Gogler, by the way, going to join us here in about 5 minutes from the athletic department, talk about some of the new things they got going on with tickets and things like that. As always, if there's any issues with the audio or whatever, let us know. But I tested it. I think both our mics are on. I think we're good. This is the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show, Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. Appreciate Lithia Ford of Boise for their support of Bronco Nation News. If you're looking to buy or sell that's a newer used vehicle, go check them out at LithiaFordBoise.com. Johnny, it's not Duke, it's not North Carolina, it's not Kansas. You know, from a name standpoint, South Dakota State doesn't necessarily resonate. But do you get a sense that fans are aware of that this is a sneaky, tough opponent coming in here tonight?
Probably not. Okay. You're right. South Dakota State doesn't pump the nads, BJ. You know, doesn't matter that they've been to all the tournaments that I was referring to. College sports, college hoops, it's about name recognition. But I think serious college basketball fans understand that this is a really nice matchup. I mean, yeah, not setting the world on fire, but these are two teams, like I said, whose ultimate goal, reasonable goal, is to go to the NCAA tournament. And it's opening night and the rings. And I think that's more of the reason folks are here, to support the Mountain West champions, than it is to see a really good game. But I'll just tell you, this could end up being a really good game. I would imagine you would agree with that.
We were actually together hanging out with a few friends, and we watched at the end of regulation when South Dakota State was playing Akron the other night. Had a chance to win it at the buzzer. South Dakota State had the ball going for the last shot. Akron stole it, went down for a layup, and the dude bricked it. Akron ends up winning by 1 in overtime. And then South Dakota State has to travel yesterday all the way from Akron, Ohio to Boise, Idaho. Who has the advantage? The fact that they played a road game already, the fact that they've played with the crowd and they have a regular season game under their belt? Or does the travel yesterday and the extra, prep time for Boise State help Boise State a little bit? What do you think? Who has the advantage that way?
I would give Boise State the advantage, even with the opportunity to smack Carroll around last week. So like Leon would say, it's not the first time they played with the lights on. So they had that experience, albeit versus Carroll. Whatever cobwebs may have been there, or I should say more nerves rather than cobwebs, even though they haven't played a game like this since last March. I think it's not the case tonight, BJ. No, I would say that Boise State has the advantage in not having to do all that travel and whatnot.
You mentioned the student section. You can see it's already filling up here a little bit, 33 minutes until tip-off. They wanted those free rings, man.
There's a Dagenhart jersey right behind the basket. That's a legit, jersey, not a shirt.
That is a jersey.
He's rocking a T-Daggy.
Maybe the first time someone's ever said this, Johnny, but they said we both sound great. So we actually they enjoy I don't know, the smooth sound of John Mallory getting them ready for this one.
That doesn't happen.
Average fan doesn't know. Dylan says start of a new season. Can't wait to run it back in Vegas. And Logan says, hey, every game can impact the seeding. In college basketball, game 1, that resume helps you game 31, man. What do you make of and appreciate Logan Dominguez, although I wish the band was playing tonight. I always appreciate the band.
Band's not here?
No, they're not here. Apparently when they don't come till volleyball season's over.
Oh, that's a buzzkill.
It is, man. No band tonight. My wife says nice hat, ball game. She was enjoying the Bronco Nation news hat.
What do you know about South Dakota State? I was talking with Bob Beeler at work, and he was saying that he likes South Dakota State, but he said they lost some key players. Do you know anything, BJ, about the players that they lost? Apparently this is a much different-looking team than they took last season to March Madness.
Yeah, they had a player transfer. Their leading scorer transferred to Creighton, so that's obviously was a hit for them. They had another player leave, and then one of their better players didn't play in their season opener against. And I'm trying to see which guy it is. Well, I'll find it. One of their better players didn't play against Akron. Not sure on his status tonight in this one. What did you make of what you saw in the Well, first of all, they won 30 games last year. As you said, it's not exactly the same team. They've got, Zeke Mayo is one of their better players, was the 6th man, I believe, of the year last year in the conference. But they're not going to beat themselves, man. They're just one of those classic mid-major teams that can shoot really well. They were the number 2 scoring team in the nation last year. They shoot above 45%, I think, from three-point range. So this is one of those classic Northern Iowa-type teams, man. Yeah. They're going to shoot threes. They're not going to beat themselves. They're going to run good offense and get wide-open layups.
Is there going to be Ali Farouk Manouche?
I sure hope not, man.
What was that kid's name?
Ali Farouk Namesh, yeah, who is now an assistant coach at Colorado State.
Is he really?
And I talked to him last year on
Northern
Super Bowl
Iowa
Sunday when they
had
came.
14 threes against your Jayhawks.
Yep. My buddy Jake Forsythe watching from Mesquite, Nevada. We had somebody watching from Texas. Give us your score predictions, man. You guys nervous about the season opener here? What do you make of this first game, against South Dakota State? You can let us know where you're watching from. Again, Cody Gogler going to join us here in a couple minutes. But what do you make of what you saw in the exhibition game? They didn't run any plays. It was kind of free for all, the good, the bad. And what do you expect to see the same or different tonight?
Well, this is Shaver's show. Put it in capital letters. He's going to have the ball in his hand more than anybody on this team this year, and it won't even be close. He's a true point guard one, and my ultimate takeaway from Carroll was okay, this is what they're doing now. Leon said to us in the presser, what was that, yesterday?
Yep.
He said last year, we put people to sleep. I never thought I'd say, we score 47 points. We're going to win this game. Something like that, he said.
Yeah, 42-37, they beat San Diego State last year. 42-37.
And he said this year, the plan is not to play that way. Play to his team's strengths, and this team, its strength, he's perceiving to be offense. Last year, that defense was historically good, one of the best defenses in the history of the school. And you don't have Armouche back. You don't have Kejab back, and you don't have a very sizable E-man. Those are big losses defensively, BJ. So maybe you try to run it up a little bit, push it this year, play to those strengths, and get Chibuzo Abo going. Not Agbo, Abo.
Chibuzo, Abo, and
Abo.
Then no G. We found out the G is silent. It's not Agbo, it's Abo. And here is Boise State taking the floor here. We'll show you Boise State taking the floor for warm-ups. For the
opening night, BJ. Oh, you gotta love this.
You're getting a little pumped up here, man.
I was about to go Vital on you.
Well, you're gonna have plenty of time here in a minute when Cody sits down to go get a beverage or whatever you want to do to get ready for tip-off. But what do you make of Abo? And what is he ready to be? Is he going to be the leading scorer on this team, or would you take Tyson? Where does the most offense come from this team? Who's the leading scorer this year?
You know what? It's close. I think this season, leading scorer is going to be Tyson Degenhart, but it might be like by less than a point. I think the usual suspects for leading this team in scoring are going to be Tyson Degenhart, Chibuzo Abo, and I'm going to throw Marcus Shaver Jr. in there, but I think Shaver distributes more than scores. Those would be my three, and if I had my first pick in the draft, I'd take Tyson Degenhart to drop about 15.3 points per game this season.
Is he going to become a national name this year?
No, because it's the Mountain West, right? But dang it, man, if he can get into the tournament and maybe have a game where he hits 7-8 threes, I think he is going to have a massive season behind the three-point line. BJ, be one of the best shooters in this conference and take his game to another level where you have to say, holy shnikes, don't give that guy any type of look outside. Not that they did all that much last year, but this year I am buying the hype that Tyson Degenhart is a much improved shooter, and he was a good shooter last year.
Well, we're going to have Cody on for a few minutes, and then I want to wrap it up with you at the end, Johnny, but we'll get Cody Gogler in here. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on with the tickets and things like that. We got 70-63 Broncos from Preston. Josh has 85-79. We got 73-68 according to Dan. Let's see. Okay, Bro Chill's got 85-79. Josh says 4-point win for him. So we got a lot of people predicting a close Boise State win. Our next guest here would love a nice, comfortable win, but you'll take a close win. Cody Gogler, we appreciate you stopping by, man. How's it going?
Good, BJ. Good to see you, man. I'm glad we're finally here for the season opener.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on. Obviously, the Senior Associate Athletic Director, I think, External Affairs. Sorry if I butcher the title, but we had you on kind of before the first home football game. We thought tonight obviously made a little sense. Just kind of get an update on ticket sales and any new procedures or things going on in the arena this year. I guess just anything generally you want to open with just about the new basketball season here in ExtraMile Arena?
Yeah, no, thank you for the opportunity. It's good to see Bronco Nation coming in. We've got a huge student crowd already. We're hoping for over 1,000 to 1,500 students tonight. I think the first thing that stands out to me, BJ, is just the support of Bronco Nation. We have over 6,000 season tickets sold. That's really the first and second levels when you add in what we hold.
Is that a record?
I'd have to check on that for 2015, but I believe so. And tonight for the season opener, we're expecting over 9,000 tickets to be out when it's all said and done, if not more. So over 1,000 new season tickets sold this year. So just kudos. Thank you to Bronco Nation. This is a part of our plan to grow this thing, and we can be as good as we want to be as a community here as far as how we support basketball, and just really excited for Leon and the roster to get things going.
I know there was some issues last year with some of these lifetime ticket holders, or some people get frustrated when they see all these lower level tickets that don't get used. I understand there's a way now if folks cannot come to a game are they either able to give their tickets back and they're either resold or they're given to the military or someone that can't come? Or if somebody cannot come to a game and has like season tickets or something in the lower level, and I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot here, but how can they give those tickets away so there's not any open seats down low here?
Yeah, so a really cool note. We actually went through a process where lifetime season ticket holders had to reserve their seats by a certain date, and we had 99% reservation rate by our lifetime season ticket holders. So even they are extremely excited about what's going on this year with the excitement with where this program is heading. Through the Bronco Sports app, we're going to continue to promote the ability to transfer tickets. Our ticket office is doing a great job looking at ways to incentivize fans to give those tickets back to us with a ticket give back program. So you'll see more of that unfold as we get closer to the conference season. We're also doing the You Win, We Win promotion. It begins tonight. So anybody that has a ticket purchase for this game, as long as the Broncos win and you're here, you're going to come back until we lose a game.
And I think I was looking online. I mean, you can get an upper level seat for $10. I mean, $10 to come watch this team play. I mean, it would seem like a no-brainer for folks, you think?
Yeah, and we're grateful. I don't know if we opened up the balcony last year until we got into conference season. So the fact that we're now moving into that phase of how we build this program where the balcony is now open, you can see people up there already.
Yeah.
I just walked into the arena. There's a long line of cars just getting ready to park. So we're hopeful that this place is going to be rocking tonight. And just, again, grateful for – it's rare for this level of college basketball to have the support that we do. We know that we can take it to the next level, and tonight's the start of that journey.
How you mentioned the season tickets being record or close to record pace, over 6,000, maybe 10,000 tonight, hopefully in the crowd. Who knows? But how have you noticed what last year's momentum, winning the regular season, setting the program record for wins, getting to the tournament? How have you noticed that momentum, and how did you guys try to capitalize on that, leading into this season?
Yeah, we started selling season tickets with $1 deposits during the season last year. So really proud of the efforts of our ticket office, getting out in front of the success that we were having, taking advantage of opportunities to provide Bronco Nation with some excitement around being a part of this. And ultimately what I think you saw was you just saw the demand rise, and Bronco Nation realized that, hey, if I don't jump on this now, that, perhaps I won't have the best opportunity to get a single game ticket. So just like anything else, you gotta grow this thing in phases. And so that first phase last year was to make sure we did everything on our part to take advantage of and present opportunities to sell more season tickets. And then you have to have the fans respond, and Bronco Nation's done that, so we're thrilled.
Speaking of fans responding, we saw the announcement today, the 7th $1 million donation to the, since the Lyle Smith Society was established. Every day this week, you guys have made big, near two seven-figure announcements and a 750. What, just in terms of that and how that's all going in terms of everyone's talking about the North End Zone project, but I know on the basketball side, what you guys want to do to ExtraMile Arena, to the practice gym. I know it all there's different projects, different ways people can earmark their money, but how's it coming on the basketball side of things?
Yeah, so part of that process, as we defined back in August, was you got to have a vision and you got to cast it and you got to be passionate about it. And so that was why you saw all the time, energy, and effort poured into the What's Next initiative, the Playbook for Success, the Master Athletics Village. And really what you're seeing is you're seeing the process play out in real time of casting a vision. We talked about in August going into feasibility phase and fundraising phase with our donors, and you're starting to see those things play out. Basketball-wise, we're really focused on the $5.5 million estimation that we have to add a weight room here in the Arganchona complex for our basketball practice facility, and also relocate the men's and women's basketball coaching offices over here, just to have a turnkey operation over here at ExtraMile in the Arganchona complex. So we're making really nice progress in that $5.5 million fundraising goal. Our goal, BJ, is to have that project funded by December 31st.
Wow.
That is certainly ambitious on our part, but we're still tracking towards having an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I don't think people realize. I mean, the coaches in the snow today had to walk across the parking lot to get over here for shoot around or whatever. I mean, their offices are in a completely different building. So I know that's one of the things you guys are doing, and congratulations on all the success with that. But just in general, man, you were at a lot of the games last year. We saw the famous, slow-mo of you pumping your fist at the Wazoo game. We'll see if we can get a replay of that against Wazoo on Saturday. But I know you're a basketball guy, man, coming from Baylor and stuff. Being here last year and your first basketball season, really, and experiencing all of that, what's your excitement level for this team and as they, embark on that journey tonight to try to repeat as Mountain West champs?
Yeah, I think any competitor, when you do something such as winning a championship, there's that desire to kind of hold the fort down, right? Like, let's keep it going. And I'm just really excited to watch these guys grow. And I look at Marcus Shaver, Tyson Dagenhart, then I look at a guy like Sada Nganga, who's brand new here, and watch how he's grown in just the short time that he's been here. It's, my job is such a blessing to be a part of this, is to put these coaches, these student athletes in the best position to be successful, and then sit back and watch them have fun. So to see Bronco Nation support at the level they are, to see over 1,000 students, it looks like, that are already here. When you write your story about how we can really build this thing, we're on par with where we should be in what I would call my second year, or our second year of building it the way that we'd like to. So excited to see what happens tonight. This is a heck of a South Dakota State team. We knew that when we scheduled them, and that's part of our scheduling philosophy, to be competitive and give ourselves the best opportunity to be in the postseason whenever March comes around.
And a final thing, we saw the new, I really like the intro video. I think it's an upgrade from last year's. I really liked that for the first game. You mentioned all the students. We've both been to a lot of arenas around the country. I will stand by when this place is full and rocking. It's as loud of an arena as I've ever been in. And I've been at some of the best ones there are. The way it's designed with the third level. It's common sense here, but how much of we've been to San Diego State. You see some of these big crowds. How intimidating do you guys want to make this place, and how much do you hope Bronco Nation responds, I guess, and makes this a place where teams don't want to come play?
Yeah, we want this to be a top 10 toughest place to play in the country. It takes time to build that brand. We introduced Blue Chaos last year, specifically in Albertson Stadium. We've carried that over with the Chaos component into ExtraMile Arena. That acronym stands for Championship Home Field Advantage, Overwhelming Sound. Our fans, I know that they understand this, especially because of the brand we've built in football. They are a part of our team. They make a difference. You can swing a game a couple of possessions by making it inaudibly capable for our opponents. And so this is our chance right now as Bronco Nation to really elevate this program to the next step. And that begins with a night, and it begins with our games in December and into January. We have an amazing fan base. It does get extremely loud in here, and let's let this thing roll starting tonight.
And real quickly, I know the tickets for the game Saturday, there was a little bit of confusion over that. It's not part of the season ticket package, but how can folks that want to go to Saturday's game get a ticket for that one?
Yeah, so grateful. We're kind of getting close to about 3,000 3,000 tickets sold already for that game. That place is only going to seat 5,000. So we expect a huge jump in the next 48 to 72 hours. We're going to, on our side, do quite a bit of marketing tonight and beginning tomorrow. Even though the ticket sales are not through us because they are a neutral site game, all Bronco Nation has to do is go to broncosports.com, click on the men's basketball schedule, and then click on the ticket icon for the Washington State game, and it'll take you right to Ticketmaster for ICU Arena. And the tickets are available there. They start at $30, and they're going quick. So hopefully we'll get a huge crowd out there.
And that benefits the Student Athlete Achievement Fund, so there's a reason folks should do that. So, Cody, we really appreciate your time, man. Hopefully it's a good season. It's a big week, man. 2 games, big one on Saturday down in Reno as well. So appreciate your time. I know you cut your workout a little short to join us, and I'm sure that I was surprised they had enough weight in there for you, but we appreciate you coming on, man.
I'm just grateful they let me in the facility, man. I appreciate it. Hey, good to talk to you, and best of luck to you this season as you cover the Broncos. We appreciate you.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. There he is, Cody Gogler. Appreciate his time. Does a great job there with Jeremiah Dickey at Boise State. You see Boise State on the floor warming up. Officiating crew has taken the floor as well. You got Mike Reed. Mike Cypher is one of the best in the business out here. We got a Final Four officiating crew here. John Mallory just got dapped up by Mike Cyphers here. The refs love us, man, don't they?
What do you got? Cyphus, Peterson, and Kyle Marshall tonight?
No, you're on the wrong side.
The referee crew?
No, you're on the wrong side here. Right here. Tony Padilla, actually, the lead referee, is the one that threw Leon Rice out of the Air Force game a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he reffed the national championship game either last year or a couple years ago. All 3 of these guys have probably done the Final Four, but we only got about 3 minutes left here. We're going to get out of here before the national anthem. We appreciate everybody that has watched the show. Johnny, Boucher has just arrived. You're seeing all these, the crowd is starting.
Opening night, man.
Look at that student section too, man.
This is going to be a fun one, okay? And I have no other reason to hype this game up. I'm just a college basketball fan, and I like the matchup of these 2 teams. My biggest, what I'm looking for, what to watch for tonight, is how Leon Rice manipulates his rotation. what his game plan is in that regard, BJ. I don't see 10, 11 players getting in tonight. I think Leon plays this game tighter to the vest, even though coming out game one, a lot of times coaches have a luxury of having a deeper bench. I don't know if this is a competitive game, I don't know how deep Leon goes to the bench tonight, BJ. That's going to be interesting to see, just again, how he manipulates his rotation.
Sada and Ganga played 7 minutes against Carroll College. Does he get more or less than 7 minutes tonight?
Right now, I would say less. I'd say he gets 5. But we'll see how the game dictates.
Final thoughts here, Johnny. What do you? I mean, this is obviously the start of a big week. It's a big one tonight. You're going to have a big crowd. You want to build the momentum early. You know, last year they started 3-4. How big? I mean, how big is tonight's game? I guess. And what is Boise? 17 turnovers ain't going to cut it tonight.
The first 2 games tonight, and then Saturday against Washington State. There's a chance that you're 0-2, and you could be a good 0-2. These are good teams. I'm not going to rip the team if they're 0-2, but that's a possibility that a lot of teams don't have to worry about because they have Lollygag Tech and Cupcake State both playing at home, right? So you want to get off to a winning start, not only because we're a win tonight and a good start, not only because you play Wazoo on Saturday. You just want to be 1-0, obviously, in that thought sometimes to get that first win. It's not a game you want to play, man.
No doubt about it.
And real quick, South Dakota State just had the game.
Yep.
They lost. So they're thinking, we don't want to be 0-2.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of psychology in that respect with this matchup, too.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, man. I like the hat there. Appreciate it. And hope everybody appreciated the show tonight. You got John Anderson in the house here. He's pumped for this one. We'll be back with the post-game show about 30 minutes after the game. We'll have highlights. We'll have interviews, analysis. Looking forward to the post-game show. So make sure you come back after the game. Make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel, and you can watch it after the game. It's easy to find. So appreciate everybody for checking us out. You can listen to Johnny tomorrow. Prater in the ball game 3-6. They'll have full reaction to this one. And appreciate it. Have a great game. Enjoy it. It's on the Mountain West Network. Did you see Chris Lewis's suit, by the way? He's wearing it to the Bayou Classic that he's calling on NBC, and he wanted to wear it tonight to make sure it fit. And it looked all right. He's wearing a suit way too nice for the Mountain West Network.
Chris Lewis is balling. He's the defending Idaho Sportscaster of the Year.
He is. By the way, I nominated you this year. You're going to be on the ballot.
I was on the ballot last year. I got my ass kicked.
Okay. Well, we're going to try to change that this year. It needs to happen. Enjoy the game. We'll be back post-game. Boise State, South Dakota State. Thanks again, Lithia Ford of Boise. Go check them out. Buy a car from them, LithiaFordBoise.com. We'll talk to you after the game. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.